Welcome to Two Chicks and a Horror Flick, a weekly horror movie review podcast. I'm Tawny Ray.
And I'm Felicia Connor. Subscribe to get new episodes every Wednesday. We dive into trivia, drink a little whiskey, and of course, give our no BS opinions.
Join our Discord server or message us on social media to talk all things scary.
And if you like the show, consider supporting us on Patreon.
You can find all these links on our website, twochicksandahorrorflick.com. Thanks for listening.
Now let's get scared. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our second month of found footage. We're excited to be with you today. We're going to be talking about, Tawny, I meant to look this up. Is it Gonjiam?
That's what I've been saying.
Okay, Gonjiam.
Gonjiam.
Okay,
I don't
Gonjiam.
know. Gonjiam?
Gonjiam.
We don't know.
Haunted Asylum. This is, you probably know what we're talking about. So this is what we're going to be watching. But first, before we get into it, Tawny, what are you drinking?
I have on deck some 19 Crimes, the Snoop Wine Rosé.
I've had that. Nice.
Yes, this is one of the gifts, the bottles that they brought for our housewarming party. So it's like the most summery drink that we have currently. So it's very hot, very nice outside. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to snoop it up today. Nice.
I like the Snoop wines. They're a little sweet. So if I don't want something sweet, but they're yummy. I like everything Snoop. So
I know.
I'll
your
make
favorite.
I'll make myself like it, even if I don't like it. I'm like, it's Snoop. And then my mind will go, you're right. You do like this.
You do like it. It's so good.
Yes.
Just like Snoop.
Yes.
Snoop is a national fucking treasure. I was thinking that while I was like looking at it.
Snoop.
I was like,
maybe he'll be on our show one day. I don't know. He's really nice.
He's real cool. Yeah.
He's real cool. He might.
Yeah. I mean, probably not, but.
Yeah, probably not. But a girl can dream.
Yeah. Yeah. Very off brand, probably.
I'm going to reach out to him. I'm going to ask, do you like scary movies? You should come on our show. We love you.
What are you drinking, Felicia?
Okay. So I'm going to be doing shots of tequila today. So I'm still on my tequila quest and liking the tequilas. And so I did take one shot already of this De Leon Anejo. This is what it looks like.
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
This one, I'm finding that when I drink it, I don't have to like drink it down really fast. You know what I mean? I slow down. Like this is sippable is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, yeah.
So I might try sipping it instead of just shooting it. It's very yummy.
That's an interesting top. What is it of?
Yeah. What is this? Almost skull-like.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
But
okay.
That side's like brain. But it's
weird,
pretty, isn't it?
I like it. Yeah.
It's very yummy. I'm just excited because I just thought I hated tequila because from my younger days, there's like, no way. Who drinks tequila? Bleh. And I'm really liking it. Now, we did get one. I got him for Father's Day. I think I mentioned it, called Mi Familia. I actually we don't like it. At first, when I first took a drink of it, it was very vanilla. And so I was like, wow, this is so drinkable. It tastes just like custard. But now, I mean, it's kind of gross to shoot because it's so vanilla-y. So I tried to make tequila-based old fashions with it. It's so sweet. It's so incredibly sweet. So now we just, no bueno. So we went and got a new one, and this is what we got, and I really like it. The other thing I have, so I'm not just taking shots and being useless during the entire recording, is I got these Blue Moon Haze.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like I saw it. I like Blue Moon, but I've never had Moon Haze. It's good. It's really hoppy. It's very, very hoppy, which I like hoppy beer, but I should have got one of like the Modelo's or something when you're drinking tequila because it's like, doesn't really fit. But and I have water. Anyways, that's what I'm drinking. I have a whole concoction of things over here.
Nice. I also have a water over here. I was gonna say earlier, because I've been on TikTok way too much lately, that you're in your tequila era.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is that a TikTok thing? I'm not on TikTok enough.
People just talking about their eras, different eras.
Oh, I'm
in my villain era. I'm in my something blank era. So you're in your tequila era.
I'm in my tequila era. Yeah, I am. That's
I'm
wonderful.
Glad. Expanding the horizons. Yeah.
Yes. All right. What have you been reading, watching, listening to?
Well, finished The Great.
Ooh, I haven't finished it yet. Does it finish great?
I am not going to say anything at all.
Okay.
And I'm just going to wait, and you're just going to message me when you're done.
Oh, shit. Okay, that could be either way. All right.
That's all. But we did talk Paige and Trevor into watching The Great, finally. So they started it like a few weeks ago. I don't think I had said this on any of the other episodes. And they are like 2 episodes away from finishing it. Like, they binged it. They caught up to us so fast in the 3rd season. And they were like, this show's incredible. And I'm like, I know. We're trying to get everybody to watch this show. So if you haven't and you have Hulu, what the fuck are you doing? Go watch The Great. That's all. What else? I feel like that's kind of it, honestly, as far as watching things. Reading wise, I did, it was that Stuff Your Kindle day. What? Yesterday?
Yes.
2 days ago?
I couldn't figure out how to do it.
Yeah. Like how to look for them or get on the website.
Yeah, because they were like, I just didn't even know. I was talking with Mark and Brooke and Erica. So we go on Kindle Unlimited, but we have Unlimited. We have Kindle Unlimited. So they were all $0. And I'm like, but they're usually $0. So I was so confused.
I think the difference is you get to keep it. So if it ever comes off of Kindle Unlimited, you have it in your library.
Shoot. Okay.
Because I noticed that too.
Because I was so confused.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Every one that I downloaded was already Kindle Unlimited, but I was like, if it comes off, now I have it in case I want to read it. So I didn't do that many. I think I did like 7 books. It was like primarily romance books, I think. I looked at some of the like thrillers and stuff, but like just they looked pretty obscure. You know what I mean? Like there was nothing that I recognized, no names, no titles, and I just was like, So I don't think I'm gonna read them anyway.
So I didn't miss too much.
Mm-mm.
Okay, cool.
No.
Yeah, we were in a chat talking about how to do it, and I was like, I'm confused.
Yeah,
they're usually $0. So what's the deal?
What's the purpose of this? But I started reading one of the books that I downloaded there. It's a romance book. And I've read quite a bit of it so far, so that's good. It's catching my attention because I'm still having a hard time getting into books. Jade had me start one of his like kind of horror books by Joe Abercrombie. I got 2 pages in and I just was like, I cannot focus on this. I don't know. I can't. I just can't do it. 2
pages. I love it. I'm not committing to this.
I can't. Right now it's not working. Okay. Aside from that, the biggest update I think for me is that I can't remember if I told you this, but I have like the entire week off next week. So we had the 4th off, and then my company did like a surprise thing where they were like, oh, we're going to give you Monday off also. So I was like, dope, because I had already taken the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off.
Oh, so sweet.
I'm like, hell yeah, I have so many days off, like 9 if you count the weekend. So, which is really nice because I need some time. I feel really burnt out. And this is the last thing I'll say is like, there's been a lot and I've been very busy, no time off. And so I've been kind of doing some research on burnout and like I'm trying to just ensure that it's like on one hand, I want to relax, right? And I struggle with relaxing. I feel constantly like I have to be doing something productive, but I never do it. And then it like is this cycle of like feeling bad. Yes. So I end up on social media, just like scrolling, mindless activities to engage my brain, right? But that doesn't feel good either. But that's also not like relaxing fully.
Yeah.
So anyway, I've watched a handful of this guy's videos on YouTube. I think the channel is called like Healthy Gamer. And I think I'm going to post it in our Discord just for anybody who is interested in checking it out. Because I watched like a whole hour-long video yesterday, just trying to figure out how do I ensure that I'm taking the right steps while I'm taking this time off to like reduce burnout, make sure that there's a good amount of relaxation, but not just doing nothing, but also not trying to do overly productive things either. It's like a weird balance, but he talked through a lot about burnout and how it's like a lot of times specific to workplace and how there's like a chart basically of like 5 things that lead to burnout. And it's like workload, community, fairness, those kinds of things. And then there's like a column that's like your workplace has control over it. And then there's a column like you have control over it. And he said, this is why it's actually really hard to treat burnout, especially the way we do it with like Western medicine, because we like want to just like treat the thing. We want to give you antidepressants. We want to remove you from the job, but there's like 2 different columns, and sometimes you are adding to your own burnout, whether it be cognitive distortions, like I talked about a couple episodes ago, or, you know, just your perception might be off. Like you might think your workplace is unfair when it isn't, right? That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was just really interesting. I feel like I came up with like a couple of things. I'm going to limit my social media intake. I put like the screen time limits on for like 30 minutes for a day for TikTok and Reddit. And today, I swear I was only on there for 5 minutes and I was on there for 20 minutes. So I have 10 minutes left in the day that I can be on TikTok. And it didn't even feel like that, you know? So this way I can focus on other things like fun, like reading, watching things that I want to, relaxing, and I booked a massage. So that's going to happen on Wednesday.
Nice.
Personal care. Yeah. Anyway, that's what's going on in my life. What's your update? Sorry, that was a lot.
No, I just read an article on Substack about this, and I thought it was really well written. Written. I should send it to you. I will send it to you. It was about burnout, workplace burnout, and what you just said too about, because I love, for the first time in my life, I love the company I work for. I feel like it's truly work-life balance. I also have this week off. We shut down the whole company twice a year, half a year. So the 4th of July, it just happens to align with 4th of July, but for the 4th of July week and then the week after Christmas, it's like a forced paid vacation for the entire company. And I just love it so much. But also in my role, I'm really able to, I just feel like there's so much balance. And I see other people, because when they do the meetings and they're like, oh, we see that we are lower here and people don't feel like they have a good work-life balance. And I'm like, are you crazy? I used to work for a company where literally they could call me right now and ask me to go to Maine. You know, like just like, I tend to think people don't have any idea what really being no work-life balance. I have worked for a company where I did have a breakdown on a company, and like I just locked myself in my hotel room. It was just horrible. And so I wonder if other people, first of all, even understand how good they have it at the company they're at. Oh, but now that you said that, maybe it is because obviously other roles may be more demanding than, or other managers may be more demanding of people's time. So then because there's not that balance, like you were saying, they're thinking, oh, I'm working at a horrible place that doesn't care about me, when that's not really the case. Right. Mm-hmm. But I just found that interesting, what you shared. I never thought of it that way. I'm always like, I'm like an old grandma. I used to walk a mile in the snow. I was like, I've worked for companies that really drove me down. I worked when I was in retail and I was an account executive for a different cosmetics brand. I had a stroke at 30 because of the stress and the way the unhealthy just stress and not even being able to take lunches, just the stress my body and the health of my body. And at 30, I had a stroke. So when I think of, where I'm at now, it's like amazing.
Yeah, of course, compared to that. I don't think I knew that. I knew you'd had a stroke, but I didn't realize it was like as a direct result of the stress you were under. I'm pretty sure.
Well, I'm pretty sure because it was around that time. And around that time I had the stroke. My body also, I broke out with like huge hives across my entire body and went to the ER. And they did everything to see common reasons for stroke. I went to autoimmune disease doctors, neuro doctor, everything. Nobody could figure out why.
Weird. Okay.
So the only thing was the amount of intense stress and work and everything that I was under. And with some of the other symptoms that are very aligned with stress and burnout and things like that was the reason, because they couldn't find any other reason.
Yeah. In some ways, it's kind of like nice. Obviously, it's terrible that you went through that, but it's kind of nice in the way that like it does reset your expectations, which is awful, obviously. But like you are sort of like, oh, well, I've dealt with worse. So
Yeah.
this is really not that bad.
Yeah, right. This is amazing. And everyone else is like super young, maybe one of their first jobs. I'm so stressed. And I'm like, you have no idea. This is amazing.
Dude, I agree with the fact that like the place that I work now is also the first time I feel like I've really aligned with a company and feel really good there. And it's like awesome. And I really enjoy it a lot. And so actually, like I should have said this at the beginning. I do think some of my burnout is work related because it has been very busy and stuff. But I actually think even though they talk about it as like being a workplace specific thing, I think my burnout really honestly is like more life specific. I think there's a little bit of work burnout, but I think it's more life and being fed just a constant diet of what's happening around the world for everyone at all times, which is why the social media decision I made, because I was like, I can't be just consuming like all of this of everyone all the time. It's too much for our brains to handle. Like we are not evolved and equipped to deal with this. And there's just terrible news all the time. Right.
Yeah.
And so I don't need to be consuming that. So that's what I'm kind of focusing on there is like obviously taking a break from work, but mostly taking a break from just like, I'm going to just try to be present, live life here, not online, just in my house with the people around me. And
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, very interesting
conversation.
Okay, sorry.
Still a lot about
sorry.
me.
I loved that conversation. I injected some of myself into that.
Yeah.
Well, for work-life balance too, I have to share with you guys, I have been doing it for 3 weeks. This will be my 4th week. So I wanted to wait until I was actually consistently doing it. I am obsessed with this new workout routine. Guys, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I am going to get fit. I am excited. I'm going to do it. And I say that because I start things and then I get like really bored and unmotivated. It's called Pvolve, Pvolve. And it's this, I'm so obsessed with this. So the only reason I saw it is because I love Jennifer Aniston. Typically when she recommends something, I'm like, oh yeah, I love that too. Like I love that product too. So I started seeing the things she recommends because they typically were things I liked. And she's recommended some great stuff that now are a part of my daily routine. She loved this workout so much that she became, I believe, part owner of the company because she loved it so much. And it's all about functional movement. So I cannot stand if people love this, that's totally great. They've totally gotten people in shape. But like these beach body workouts where you're like flying in the air and landing in a lunge and like flinging yourself around, I fucking hate all of that shit.
Yeah.
And I know it gets people in shape. I know. And I know that workouts are hard, but I feel like this is really hard. My muscles hurt. I'm sweating. I sometimes cry after because I work myself so much, but it's all about functional movement. So for example, if you're doing something with your arm, like they have, things that go with it, like say the resistance hand things, and you're moving it and it's slow and you're doing it precise and you're really targeting that muscle and it's like a slow movement and it's a lot of reps, but it's not like the same one. You know how like when you're working out and then they're like, okay, we're going to do that all over again. It's not like that. It's something new throughout the whole 30, 40, 60 minute workout.
That. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's really nice, slow, controlled movements. And it works the hell out of you. But I actually look forward to doing it. I'm so obsessed with this. So I just wanted to share that with everybody in case you're like me. Like, for example, one of my knees is tender. I've never heard it before, but I've noticed as I've grown older that it's like, I can't just fling myself around. I have to be very conscious of how I'm, and controlled. And that's what this is all about. And then it uses resistance and I'm so in love with it.
What is it? Is it like an online?
Yeah. So they do
subscription, like what?
Yeah, it is online. So they have like the database of pre-recorded workouts. And they also have live workouts. And so they have like a monthly subscription. I think you can pay annually as well. And they have, I'm looking over there because I have them. I'm so obsessed. I got them all, but they have specific things like they have the Pvolve, which is like this ball, but it also goes around your thighs to like, that resistance when you're doing like squats and stuff, but also for your abs, all types of stuff. And like ankle weights and things like that. But I will tell you, I started with only the no tools, or they're not called tools, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No equipment workouts, just body weight. I started with that to see if I even liked what they did. It worked me so hard, just like not even with any of their equipment.
Yeah.
And I became so obsessed. And then I got a few pieces and a few more pieces. I think I have almost all the pieces now. It's just awesome.
Is it an app? Do you get on an app?
I get online on my app, on my lab. No, I don't think they have an app. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I log in online and I have it set up in this room on my laptop and play it, or your iPad or your phone. Yeah. It's just not like a downloadable app, I don't think.
Are you doing the monthly subscription?
I am. Yeah.
How much is it?
$14.99 a month.
Wow, that's really not bad.
And then probably if you have they probably have some sort of a discount if you pay annually. I just had done it. I had started with like their starter pack, which came with a few pieces of equipment. And then, so I don't know, but probably if you pay annually, it'd be a little less.
This sounds like something that I want, which is why I'm asking you so many questions.
Yeah.
Because I feel the same way. Like, I don't want to be doing the same fucking thing over and over again. That's kind of why I hate these like HIIT HIIT workouts.
These HIIT workouts.
As soon as you do something that sucks, you're like, fuck, I'm gonna have to go back and do that like 3 more goddamn times. And I'm gonna be more tired every time. It's gonna suck.
Okay, everybody. Now we're gonna do that whole cycle one more time. And I'm just like, F you.
I hate it. Oh, and I hate working out in general. But I do want to just do functional workouts. Like, that's what I've been kind of thinking in my head is like, I just want to be functionally strong. I'm not here to fucking get abs. You know what I mean? I don't care. I just want to be healthy and like feel stronger in my body and not be worried about injuring myself coughing. You know what I mean?
You know what? You might really, really like this because they even have stuff for women for certain times, like, you know, for your pelvic floor, for during menopause or whatever the case may be. But the majority of their workouts is, it's all functional movement. So, and they'll explain it. For example, they're doing a movement and they're like, if you think about it, when you're walking, you're doing this. So we're strengthening the muscles for when you walk, or if you trip. Yeah. What muscles are involved in that so that it's all functional movement. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed, dude.
This is my type. What if I fall? I don't want to hurt myself because I'm 80. Okay. I don't want to break a hip.
Exactly. Cool. You should definitely check it out. I'm obsessed with it. I wanted to wait till I was doing it for a solid few weeks because typically I do a workout day one. I'm so proud of myself. I post a picture of the longest I've done, like a workout program is a week. And then I just start to die off. It's
fucking hard. It sucks. Yeah. That's awesome though. 3 weeks. You've done it.
Yes. This will be my 4th week this week. And I started with, I did the first week, I did 2 workouts a week. The next week I did 3. Then I was up to 4. My goal is 5 days a week. So, but right now I'm around 3 to 4 days a week. And I look forward to doing it. I think that's the biggest thing is I look forward to doing it and it pushes you hard. So it's not like a wimpy workout for anyone who's like, no, I feel like I, need to do, what is that one from Beachbody?
I feel like I need a wimpy.
What was it? Inferno or some crazy thing that people are doing, which totally is good for them. I just hate it.
Yeah. Not for me either.
All right. So there's that. Now to what I've been reading. I want to let you guys know, I started randomly The School for Good Mothers by Jessamine Chan. And it is I think it's like a horror-ish or thriller book. And I'm really enjoying it. So we started a book club, like me, the guys from A Podcast on Elm Street, and Erica from Horror Cafe Podcast. And then Tawny, of course, is a part of it. It's called Show Us Your Spines, and you can find us on Instagram. And right now what we're reading for July is The Ruins by Scott Smith. So I downloaded The Ruins from Scott Smith on Kindle. And then I saw that The School for Good Mothers sitting there in my Kindle. And I'm like, I'm just going to open it up. And now I've been obsessed.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm so obsessed. Okay. Sorry, guys. Also, if you like true crime related documentaries that aren't about murder, American Pain was really interesting about these 2 brothers that made millions and millions on opening up these pain clinics and prescribing, pain medication, but to like addicts,
Ugh.
like, people just, but I mean, it was a pain clinic. And as long as you showed up and, you know, paid your fee, you would get the medication, and there was doctors involved and all kinds of stuff. So that was a really interesting one. Well done. I also started Outsider based on Stephen King's book, The Outsider. I loved that book. And so I started this. I'm almost done with it. I mean, Stephen King and Jason Bateman. Thank you. Yes, please.
Right.
I
Yes.
love Jason Bateman, dude. I love him so
He's
much.
so good. He's
God.
so good.
And so he's the director of that, and he's also in it. So
Okay.
I'm liking it.
Interesting.
Finished the Silo season. So season finale, finished it last night. So many questions. It was so good. And last but not least, my friends, thank you for listening to me. I watched Arrival last night.
Oh, fuck. I was like, I've been thinking about talking to you about Arrival for like literally weeks, but every time I almost brought it up, it was gonna ruin it for you. Like in the context of whatever conversation we were having, I was gonna ruin it for you. And so I didn't do it because I didn't want to spoil the movie for you, because I wasn't sure if you had seen it or not. And I couldn't ask in that moment. And then I, just forget outside of the moment. Interesting. Had you not seen it before?
I hadn't. I thought I had. Okay. But what I realized was I remembered very specific things that were all contained in the trailer. I was like, I'm sure I've seen this movie. And I'm like, no, you know what? I think I've seen the trailer. Oh my God, I love that movie.
Yeah.
I loved that movie.
I think we could do it for an episode. I think it's close enough to horror that we could talk about it, because it is so fucking good. It is so, so, so good.
Oh my God, I'm excited. So you must have seen the conversation with the person in our... Oh, you haven't? Oh my God,
I don't think
somebody reached out to us on our Instagram and said,
yeah, no.
And I'm so sorry I'm saying somebody. It's just because I don't have it pulled up. But they were like, oh my gosh, this is a great movie. Are you going to be doing it for the podcast? And I responded, I'd have to convince Tawny to do it because it's not really a horror movie. And now you're like, we should totally do it. Nice.
Yes.
Woo!
Yes. I had plans, dude. I had like whole ass plan. I have like 2 different themes that I think we could slot it into. But again, you got to be careful because you don't want to ruin the experience of the movie. And so
yeah,
I was struggling with how to like bring it up. I didn't even see this. I'm going to look right now so we can give this person credit. Let's see.
Yeah, let's give them credit. Oh, this is exciting.
Funny. So weird and random.
It's so weird and random. It just was
You did
there.
it on your own.
And I'm like, we were scrolling and scrolling. Like, what do we watch? And then I was like, ooh, that looks good. And Steve wasn't sure. And I'm like, yeah, honey, let's watch this. And we both loved it.
I was going to say, he must have loved it, huh?
Yeah, he did too.
How do you not like this movie? You just can't. Okay, it was India.
India. Thanks, India.
Thank you. Great rec, obviously.
So guess what, India? We're going to do it.
Yeah, we're in.
That's all I've got. I feel like it was a lot, but...
I know, I had a lot too. Oh, well, this is a long catch-up section.
No, that's okay. Hopefully everyone liked it.
Yeah.
If not, guess what? There's a fast forward. 10 seconds, 10 seconds, 10 seconds.
Yep.
Yes. All right. Anything else? Do we want to get into it?
Let's do it. Movie time.
Movie time. And I pre-apologize for all of the things I say wrong. No disrespect. I am doing my best. Okay. Starting with the name. We are reviewing Gonjiam, Haunted Asylum from 2018. I watched it on Amazon Prime Video. Was super stoked it was on there. The director is Jung Bum-shik. I did not recognize the movies. I wrote a couple down that are popular or categorized as popular. So New Normal and Gedam, but I wasn't sure. The cast was Lee Seong-wook was Seong-wook. Wee Ha-joon was Ha-joon. Park Ji-hyun was Ji-hyun. Yi Won-mun was Charlotte. I need to slow down. Yi Ji-yoon was Ji-yoon. And Oh Ah-yeon was Ah-yeon. Ah-yeon. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting that their names are their names.
Yeah,
in the
except
movie.
For Charlotte. Yeah. But other than that,
yeah.
The stats. So the budget was $2.2 million and the box office was $20.3 million. Cha-ching!
That is fucking cheap, dude.
I know, right?
Yeah. Impressive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 91%, IMDb 6.4 out of 10, Letterboxd 3.3 out of 5. The awards, they did get Best Editing and Best Sound at like the 55th Grand Bell Awards and the 39th Blue Dragon Film Awards.
So not surprised on that sound. That was one of the things that I noticed watching it, as I was like, the sound design is fucking amazing.
Yeah, I agree. All right. So now we're going to go into, should I do like 4 more shots and we can do drunk shots? Drunk 2 minutes? Yeah. We are going to do the Wing It 2 minutes with Tawny. And we're just going to...
This could be a group effort.
Yeah,
right?
We're just going to chit chat about what,
Yeah, the plot of this movie.
You got us both in the closet for 2 minutes.
So turn back now if you don't want this spoiled. And again,
yes.
Felicia, let's tag team this. So we've got a group of people who are led by a paranormal researcher. They have a YouTube channel. And they're going to go into a very famously haunted asylum. The whole story is that there was several people who died or went missing, and they said that the director at the time killed them. Potentially. That was one of the theories, stories about it. Yeah. And she hung herself, right? In one of the rooms.
Yes, she hung herself in her office, right? I think so.
Yeah. And so there's been all these stories about other kids and stuff going into the asylum and trying to break into one specific room 402, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yep.
And it's like sealed shut, but people who try to get in there end up going missing. So it's very mysterious. And then this group of people want to go in and, get some footage and live stream it on YouTube.
Yes. Live stream on YouTube. Yep. They're set up in a tent, like in the hill behind the psychiatric hospital. And then, so one guy stays behind and then everyone else goes in with all this different, like as many different types of cameras possible that you can think of, they're using.
Yeah. I was kind of like, where has this movie been? I'm surprised nobody's done this. We got drones, GoPros, like body cams, both point of view towards our face and not towards our face. It's like, just,
super
tracking cams. Crazy stuff. And I was just like, this is incredible. I can't believe we haven't seen this movie yet. Anyway, they get in there. Stuff starts to go awry, as you can imagine. But it's revealed to us that the main group of people, the 3 guys who run this channel, the other people are like new. They casted them. They brought them in. But they are setting these scares up for views, we realize. So
they want to reach 1 million views.
Yeah,
because they get paid a certain amount of money. So they are calculating, if it's this many views, we get this much money. If it's this many views, they want to reach 1 million.
Yeah, so they want to make all this money. So it's working, they're getting views, things are climbing, but shit starts to be weird in a way that they didn't plan for. And then obviously it just goes super off the rails. And there is an entity. Shocker. You knew where this movie was going. You knew. Yeah. Everybody knew. And it starts picking them off one by one.
One by one.
This very scary entity.
I'm not really helping. One by one. Yep. Scary entity.
I feel like there's not a lot of like plot points from here till the end.
Yeah.
Like that's just how the movie goes, is they finally do end up getting into room 402 by accident because it sort of transports. I got chills talking about it.
Me too. Room 402.
Yeah. Transports the first person in there. Very scary happenings. And then everybody dies.
Everyone.
They're gone.
Everyone's gone.
Yep. The end.
I like that. I like it because we'll probably talk about the things that we didn't really explain in detail, and then maybe if we
that's where I feel like all the meat is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think that's perfect. Sometimes Wikipedia just explains way too much detail by detail. So
totally.
Good job.
Thanks. Good job for you.
So, cheers.
Good support.
Tawny, how did you feel about this movie?
I fucking loved it. I mean, I think you can tell just by the way I'm talking about it.
Yes.
It was so good. I had such a good time. It was such a fun. It definitely had like some scary moments, but it was the type of scary that to me is like fun scary. So like, unfortunately, it didn't like really scare me, which is what we're kind of looking for. But I did have such a good time. And the last time I remember feeling like this was Host. like Host was the last movie to make me feel this fun type of scared, where you're like, yee, you know, that type of. And Jade watched it with me and he had a really great time, loved it. It was just really good. I felt like the setup was good. The scares were fucking, yes, next level. Loved it. And that's why I can't believe they did it for $2 million. I feel like some of the visuals and stuff were so fucking good and scary.
Yeah.
Such a low budget. Yeah. How did you feel?
Guys, I thought it was okay.
Okay.
I know.
I thought you were going to really like it.
So, it's funny you bring up Host. I love Host. I don't feel like it even held a candle to Host, but here's why. I really thought through it. So I did like it. I liked the story. I liked the acting. I liked the setting. I liked all of that. This is exactly what happened, because I really contemplated this a lot. Like, why didn't it have the same effect as Host did for me? And this is why. In the beginning, I was like so excited for this. Then all in the middle, the scares did not scare me. The moving of the furniture, there's a doll, I didn't find these things scary. Or the lights, they're all moving and falling. And it was just like all of these types of things. And then the room 402, fucking excellent.
Yes.
All of that was excellent. Oh. But here's the problem. What Host did really well for me was the tension really built with everything. So by the time we were at the end, I was like, oh shit, let me go. That's what I wanted this to do. But I felt like it started off, I was excited. The tension did not build for me with these, oh no, the chair moved. Oh, the door shut. Oh, my arm was scratched in the hole. Like there were things that it wasn't building the tension for me. And then all of a sudden we're hit with this really awesome shit.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's how I felt. And I was thinking what I would have really, really loved. And obviously, maybe I'm one of the very few, so maybe they didn't need to do any of this, is if we had more of kind of like the movie we just saw last, Noroi, where we had more like old footage of the insane asylum, more articles of the insane asylum. What makes an insane asylum scary is the horrible shit that happened to these poor people in the insane asylums. So more of that to build the creepiness, because I think a door shutting and a chair moving, I don't know if it's enough for me right now because I'm so desensitized. So if I had more of that and more focus on these patients, these tortured souls that are within there, I think that would have really helped me then once we were at the end. Because now what happened is I was just kind of watching, and then when we got to the end, this was my reaction. Ooh, that was cool. Oh, that was really creepy. Oh, that was good, but I wasn't on edge for it to shock me. Does that make sense?
You weren't in it. You were like outside of it, just watching.
But starting with when the two girls were in the woods and she turns around and her eyes are black, I was like, oh shit, like I got whole chills now. That's creepy. And then everything from there on was super fucking scary.
Yes, yeah, I agree. With one caveat. In terms of like the point that it starts getting the tension and being scary, I did really like, and Jade liked it too. It was the arm scare in the hole, like because that fucking thing slammed her into the thing, and then to have those scratches, I felt like it was really scary and well done. And I liked that there was nothing there, you know.
Yeah, like the door creaking open was creepy. Yeah,
it was so well done. Just the length of time and the sound effect on that specific door opening, I felt like was so good.
Can I say one thing just right here where you're saying, I actually agree. This was scary, but I think because it was just after a bunch of stuff like chairs moving and there's a creepy doll and there's a dead chicken that stinks. And now we get her arm is in there and she brings it out and it's scary. I mean, scratched. And so that is a little more scary. I think it would have been even more scary if maybe we got more things like, when they had so many cameras, did I see something in the corner or not? They didn't really have any of that.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of that. And
so
that
maybe
was sad.
if you had more of that, so I was continually scared. So then when we got to that point, I'm actually stressed out for her to put her arm in there because that has been built throughout the rest.
I did feel that. And so I think that's the difference between us. And I don't know that I got it from all of those instances, because most of those instances before the box, I chalk up to not paranormal things, right?
Mhm.
Like they are fucking with them with the bells. They've set that up for the views, right? The doll moving, they've set that up also for the views. So I feel like all of those things didn't feel real to me. That felt like the first real paranormal thing. And that's why I think it's set up. But I was waiting for it because there were other hints, but they were the subtle ones. The ones that I liked were the writing on the wall.
Yeah.
There was one moment in the beginning that said, "Do you see her?" And it was written in English. And that was creepy to me. That really creeped me out. And then there was another one that says like, let's all live, or let's live or something. And then they go back to the writing and it says, let's die or something. There was another one too, I think, that said like, someone's living here.
Yeah.
They ran into that. I felt like these writings on the wall were just enough for me. They were just scary enough, but not over the top. Because sometimes the shit can be really corny. You're like, okay. I did not feel that way. And so I feel like these are the ones that set the tension for me. And then by the time the box comes around, that's where it really kicked off for me. And I was like, yes, I'm fucking here for this. And then everything after that was scary.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think it would be really cool if they had more instances of, I liked the writing too, where you might have saw something but didn't.
Yeah.
Because even honestly, when the ghost lifted Charlotte's scarf, that scared me.
Yeah.
That's so slight too. But that scared me. Maybe more of that. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I don't know. There's something missing in the beginning for me to get me to a point where I was really scared.
I agree that there could have been more setup and payoff of like scary moments or people or entities or whatever. Because one of the things in the beginning of the movie, this is the first thing that I said after the movie ended. I was like, I was waiting, because they said in the very beginning of the movie, oh yeah, she hung herself, and they say that when they found her neck was super stretched. And I was like, I was waiting for a long neck bitch the whole time. Yes! I was like, give me her. I knew from that moment on, I was like, we're going to get a very scary long neck ghost, and I'm so fucking stoked about it. But we never got it, and that was sad. So there was no payoff. And so I feel like they could have paid that off, but also they could have like planted more seeds in the beginning, like the person in room 402, right? Like you kind of assume that's one of the patients, but there's really we don't get like a ton of backstory. So I agree with you that we could have used a little more of the lore, the setting the stage of the space.
Yeah, because the lore and what itself is scary.
Yeah.
Just reading about old psychiatric hospitals is scary.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen that Geraldo Rivera, when he was really young and he did that sneak operation where he went into one of those psychiatric hospitals and recorded. Mm-hmm. It's so sad and so horrific and so scary. So I think those tortured souls coming, because honestly, even if we like this group of people, anybody that's coming to be like, ooh, scary, they would want to take revenge on. Like, I'm just thinking in the end, when they dragged there was the guy in the chair and they dragged him and you can see all the patient's eyes, like watching him go down.
Looking.
I love that. So how about when we're walking down the hallway, us as viewers, did we see someone look out of one of those rooms, but then it's not there? Like, they don't even have to see it. Maybe we just see it and go, oh shit, rewind. So I'm getting cold chills thinking about it. Like, more stuff like that. We're like, holy shit. Versus just, ooh, this is gross. There's a dead chicken, the chair, like more of that. So then when we get to when they put their arm in, I'm actually like, oh my God, don't put your arm in. Oh my God. That would have been really, really cool.
You know what else? I thought that shape of the person in the shower room was definitely I definitely thought we were gonna see a ghost come out of that. I definitely thought that was gonna become an apparition or a body or a person. And we also never got that payoff, and that was kind of sad. Like, I feel like we set up these things and they didn't pay them off. Yeah,
because when he had his back to it,
yes, I was
my eyes were glued. Me too. Something's gonna happen. And then it didn't. And I mean, it doesn't always have to happen, but just more of that, because I think they have the technology to do a good job. Because you're right. If you have some paranormal thing, some ghost or something, and it's not done right, it's just absolutely stupid. Yeah. And so, but the other visuals from at the end were so good.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that at the end. Okay, I love 402. was like, oh my God, the end had me. Because then when it was Charlotte, right? That was in the room. Yeah.
First.
And she's in there and there's that thing. Oh God. It reminded me of those things that, from what I remember, that crawled on the ground in Silent Hill in the video game. Oh God, it was so scary.
Yep.
And I was scared in that moment with her. That thing was just so cool. I loved it and how it like drug her in the water, and when the things would cover their eyes and then their eyes would go bleh, all black. Yeah. This was all wonderful.
Yeah, so good. I do like the setup to the scare, like you were saying, when they're outside. I knew they were going to go outside and I was like, they're going to get trapped back in the asylum. I know this. I've seen this. And so when she finds her friend and she is, like you were saying, like eyes all black and she's like talking really fast, I thought this was okay. But the thing that scared me about it the most actually was that she starts to run away from her. This is like I feel like kind of a subtle sound design thing, but that sound of her whispering follows Charlotte.
Yes.
And I would be so fucking scared if I were running from something making a noise and it followed me. Like I couldn't get away from it. Oh God, I've never even thought of that as like a scary thing. I love when I'm introduced to like a new scary thing, and that's how I felt about this, is like I've never even thought about that, but oh my God, it'd be so terrifying. So it was really creeping me out because she like runs all the way back into the building. And then she finds herself in room 402 and her friend is still in the corner, like whispering. Yeah,
it was so creepy.
So good. And then how slow the scene is with the guy like moving with her. I feel like the tension was really good on this.
That was excellent.
Whole scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then they hear her. She's like trying to get out, but she can't get out because it's the door that's sealed.
More of these tortured soul patients. They did them so well. Dude, just rake me over the coals with these things. Just make it so that I'm begging at the end to let me go.
Unbearable.
Please make it stop. Please. That's what I want. Make it stop. I even thought when the one guy was looking out of the window and you can see the feet floating up next to him, I thought that was excellently done.
Me too.
Oh, in her face. Like it was so good. You know, it would have been cool if it was like, who is this person? Or just more on, I know that they're patients probably, but like just more about it. You know, even maybe more with the guy with the doll. Like just some backstory I think would make it even more scary in my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I agree.
That was so good. I loved that.
Yeah, the room 402 was really fucking neat because it was like different for them. I liked that part about it. Like it was dry for Charlotte, but by the time the other people get in there, they're standing in water.
Yeah, and the water on the ceiling was
loved that.
Yeah, that was so good.
And then when they fucking reveal at the end that is the pool, like it's somehow weirdly connected to the bathroom or the spa, whatever it was, shower room or whatever.
Yeah, shower room.
And the woman who kills the final guy goes up through that room and goes into like the shower room. I was like,
and the showers turn on and all of that.
Yeah. So good.
I just keep thinking of the eyes of those patients as he was being drugged into that room. That was really creepy to me. I even like the stuff in the tent where his stove turns on. I was like, oh shit, he's fucked. And I do like the element too of, I loved how they had the streamers and they were like, hey, is this a live stream or what? And someone else is like, it all cut out once they said that it was fake. I love how the ghost stuck it to them like that. Like, I mean, I like these people. I didn't dislike them. And I could see I would want to go to the insane asylum during the day, but I would be curious to sneak in and go and look. So I don't hate those people for doing that, but also these poor patients and they're still being abused by people going there.
Oh my God. Yeah. Good point.
Yeah. Right.
They become like a commodity.
Yeah. What's that word I'm trying to look for when you are
exploited?
Exploiting. They're still being exploited still with all of these people. And so I can see both sides. But when they were saying, it cut out. Oh, they were fake. Oh, and then it just drops. Like their views drop. So they didn't even get, I know they're dead, but they didn't even get notoriety in the end. I suppose they would once they said, the people have gone missing. And people are probably like, oh shit, we better watch this. But anyway.
Yeah. I
but
must
they
have
didn't have
missed
footage. Sorry.
No.
Okay, go
No,
ahead.
you're good. I think I must have misunderstood what happened there, because I saw them say something like that, but what I thought they meant was that just like everybody dropped off. Once it was revealed that it was fake, I thought what they meant was nobody was watching, because by the time we come back to the stream at the very, very end, there's like, just a handful of people watching it, like
I think
very small number.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying. Where somebody said, "Is this a live stream or what?" And then somebody goes, "Everyone dropped once they admitted or confessed or revealed that it was all fake." And then somebody else was like, "Oh, these fake, that's bullshit, it's fake." And so then all of the numbers, because they were climbing and viewers, just dropped off. So, and all they got was, "We did all this and we're fake." And then nobody got anything else.
And then it was end. Okay,
So
I didn't
it
pick up on that.
Destroyed them as a podcast as well, right?
Yeah,
they built up this whole brand, but they're just like, haha, it was fake, and then they're done.
There's nothing to show for it. I did not catch that. That's funny. Yeah. Good for them. Good for those ghosts.
Good for those ghosts. I will tell you, there was not a lot of trivia. Unless, hold on, I'm sorry. Were you going to say something else? I totally cut you off. I was getting all amped. No? Okay.
No.
So a couple things just about the filmmaking is the filmmakers were unable to get permission from South Korean government to film in the actual hospital. So the scenes were filmed in the National Maritime High School in Busan, which reminded me of Train to Busan. Thanks. And but the production team did adhere closely to the floor plans of the hospital and recreated exactly the same exterior and hallways.
Okay.
And I did look at pictures of the real. So, Gonjiam Psychiatric Hospital in Gwangju, Gyeonggi Province is real. It is a real psychiatric hospital. And it was on CNN's Korea's Most Haunted Locations in 2012. It was selected as number 7 freakiest place on the planet. So I really liked how they weaved, this is all real. Yeah. Everything they said about the hanging and that director killed all the people, everything is truly the myths around the hospital. This is okay. So that is all real. So when they're reporting on that's real. But this psychiatric hospital did not close for anything scary. I'm sorry, you guys. So the hospital actually came to an end. I know. I was really, well, obviously, I was hoping for something scary, but obviously I don't want people to be tortured.
Right, of course.
It came to an end because of finances, not mad doctors. With the implementation of the Water Source Protection Act in South Korea, a new sewage treatment facility became a sudden legal requirement for the hospital. So this caused a disagreement between the owner and the director over whether or not it would be worth the financial strain to install a new treatment facility. And so while talks were going on in 1997, the elderly owner passed away and a new treatment facility was never installed. So the hospital remained closed. And when the former sons took over the property, they neglected to maintain it and the hospital fell in disrepair. The person who started this hospital also opened another one. So it wasn't crazy. It had a whole paragraph on he was in well health, not insane. Yeah. So it's not scary. But last thing I want to tell you is first that the owner of the asylum filed a lawsuit against the film being shown in theaters because they were saying that it had a negative effect on the sale of the building. But the Seoul court in late March ruled over him and said that the movie can go forward. But because of the movie, all the people like us who pilgrimaged over to and were breaking into this hospital, we're trying to film all of that in order to stop all of that, they ended up tearing it down. They demolished it in 2018. So if anybody wants to go see this hospital, you cannot. It's no longer there.
That's fucking crazy. What an impact that movie had, that $2 million movie had on this actual building and the person who owns it.
Yeah, and it's in a neighborhood. Right.
Oh,
so,
it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think all the places around it were homes around it and, homes and businesses. So
Oh, that would be
all
fucking
these,
annoying.
so annoying. People going out and camping and breaking it because it is sealed off to the public, breaking in. And yeah, so it was demolished.
Interesting. I wonder if that person like recovered their money from the actual building. Because if they, you demolish it, you can't sell it. Do you sell the land? What happened? I wonder.
Yeah. So
interesting. Okay, well, good to know that kind of was a real thing. It was like, based on a real place and story.
Yeah.
Even if it wasn't actually scary.
And the lore around it is all of those things they explained is actual lore.
Interesting. Okay. I think part of the reason why I really liked this is because it did remind me in moments of Silent Hill and other things that I like that are really scary, like also horror game Fatal Frame, because of the chiming bells. There's Fatal Frame 2 is the first one that I think that I played, and there is that element of these bells chiming, and so I really liked that ritual that they do. It's very scary.
Yeah.
But the other thing that this reminded me of, this is totally random, but I'm going to talk about it. I'm sure I've talked about it before, but I'm going to take this opportunity. This really reminded me of Celebrity Paranormal Project, which was a TV show in probably the early 2000s or late or early 2010s or something. Did you ever watch this, Felicia? Is this ringing a bell?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. What happened was, it was very short. I think it was a season, maybe 2. Not many episodes, but they would take celebrities at the time and put them in a haunted location and make them put on body cams like this so you could watch their face the whole time. And they would go into these places and there would be somebody at base camp that telling them, they would have to do activities. So it'd be go into the haunted, they would tell you the story just like they did in this movie, right? The director of this place hung themselves in this lab or whatever. So we're going to do a seance in this place and see what we can do. So it was the setup was very similar to Celebrity Paranormal Project. And if you haven't fucking watched this, you should check it out. It is I feel the pinnacle of entertainment. I love this show. It was so scary, but also very entertaining because you have these random fucking celebrities. Gary Busey was in one. Oh, just random ass people. So good. But it's because they did this. They paired up and they went into these rooms and told stories. Oh, so great. I wonder if it's on Amazon Prime. I'll have to look it up. Yeah,
I think maybe I have seen it. Now that you're talking about it, it's vaguely familiar.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd probably be probably saw some of this, but then I forgot about it and threw it into the recesses of my brain. Somebody's going to be listening to this episode, though, and they're going to be I fucking remember that. And to you, I'm glad. We can have that shared memory. That person listening to this, message us. God. Tell me. I'm going to go find it. I'm going to see if it's available.
I love it.
And then I'll post it on our Discord. Tell people where to watch it.
Oh, I have one thing I like as well about this movie. I'm looking at my notes over here. This is the first one we've watched, in the past month and a half, where they used all different kinds of cameras. It wasn't just someone's running with a camera. There was all different types of angles, all different types of cameras. I thought that was really cool.
Me too. It really added to, I think, the modernity of the found footage movie. I felt this was the step forward. The other thing that it did remind me of, okay, sorry, I'm on this tangent and I didn't write it down, but it was kind of game-like, right? As they're walking through the rooms, but as you're saying that, it reminded me, it wasn't this really lo-fi, shitty version. It was the new version of what it would look like with a high-tech camera to walk through an old building. Yeah. So you could see things clearer. It was scary. I felt that was really cool and well done because I was you are used to just the running, VHS, type handheld camcorder. I shouldn't say VHS. It was probably DV tapes, but it's just shaky and shitty and you can't see anything, which I like too. But thank you, Gonjiam, for taking us into the future of
Yes.
found footage, along with Host. Host was also a different flavor of that. But
Oh, I love that one. Yeah. I was thinking we had a big video camera that had a VHS tape in it.
Did you?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's legit. That's a thing.
Okay. It was a thing. Good.
Yeah, it was a thing.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Let's see. I had a note here, I think, because I was trying to figure out what would really make it truly terrifying. Because I wrote a note. It's not that people don't like this. People do. A real big thing right now is watching that body cam footage from police officers, right? So body cam footage, or like shows like the scariest things you can see on YouTube. So things caught on tape is truly CCTV footage. Ooh, that is so freaking scary. So this found footage is like a truly, truly terrifying thing. Being able to see something that shouldn't have been caught on camera, that was. It's absolutely terrifying. And I think I was just thinking, God, how can it be very, very terrifying? And I thought for a moment, maybe it needs to be more realistic. And I know next we're watching Megan is Missing. So maybe something like along those lines where it is a true crime sort of situation caught on video. Maybe it's not as effective for me because I'm very skeptical about paranormal stuff. I loved Host, and I am scared of, believe me, ghosts. I am scared of you. But it's also not done very well often, especially, honestly, I don't like any paranormal stuff you could find on YouTube, like real people recording stuff and going, I have this monitor. Oh, I can hear these voices. It's just, I'm dying to watch something that's really, really good. So maybe I'm just skeptical in general. Maybe I went into it with too much, I don't know.
Yeah. I think that will be interesting to explore the true crime, maybe nature of a found footage-ish type movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm with you. I also am like a little skeptical about the paranormal stuff caught on tape. But there are ones that I've watched that have like really freaked me out. And I'm like, ugh. But I don't know. I can't have something too explained for me, you know? It's like the out of context stuff that like freaks me out the most.
Yeah, I think like the Fourth Kind that we watched, it's things that are caught on tape. Anyways, I don't need to beat a dead horse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I love the idea of it. Like I watched something where these old tapes were found of someone who used to torture people in the house, and that's scary.
Yeah.
Period. There we go.
Period.
So
end of statement.
End of statement. My two favorite people were the two girls, Charlotte, and who was Charlotte with? I just remember Charlotte because she had the scarf and she was almost like maybe already a YouTube star that they brought on.
Yeah.
And the young woman she was with, I loved them. I loved how they talked into the camera. I loved how scared they were. It was so realistic. I just really enjoyed their performances.
Yeah, that dynamic was really good and fun and funny. I liked how much they were into it. The one thing that I struggled with them is that they were so fucking into it. They were like totally there. I've been to really scary places. And then the moment that guy touches the doll, Charlotte freaks out and is like, you're going to get cursed. You touch the doll. You don't touch things like that in places like this. And I'm like, you just fucking graffitied your name on the wall. Like,
That's true.
I couldn't like reconcile those two moments, but I got over it. But in the moment I was like, I don't know if I'm buying that you're going to be this concerned as a person who's been to several haunted places. And you're so suddenly upset about it. But I liked that they did, immediately go to like, we're just fucking leaving. There was like a little bit of back and forth right before that. But then as soon as that, like the arm and the scratches happened, they were like, we're fucking out of here. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about your money, your viewers. No one gives a shit. I don't care that I promised I'd see it. We're getting the fuck out of here. Yes. I liked that. I liked it.
At first with the doll, I bought it because she goes to places, but she doesn't touch anything. She had said to him, you don't touch anything in places like this. So she could be highly superstitious that you don't mess with anything. But then you just mentioned she spray painted her name on the wall. That doesn't align now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what, I got over it. I was like, fine.
All right. Then, are you ready to rate it?
Yes, let's do it.
All right, let's do it. All right, then. Tawny, what do you rate this movie?
I think I'm going to go a 4.25 on this.
Holy moly, that is amazing.
It's good. It's high. I had a fun fucking time. It was so like creepy. It wasn't like long lasting scary. Like I said, you know, that sucks. I could sleep at night after watching this, but it was fun. Like I had a really fun, scared time watching it. It had some really good moments and I liked the whole setup and the whole group of people. Like my qualms were very small. So I felt like I liked it on the same level as like Infinity Pool and Dawn of the Dead, the remake from 2004. That's what we've talked about in that same score for me this year.
Okay. All right. That's fair. That's good. All right.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking, okay, here's what I'm thinking. And I feel kind of bad for thinking it. I'm thinking a 2.98. I know. Then I'm like, why don't I just give it a 3? And the things I have as a 3 are so random. Megan, Hocus Pocus, The Lighthouse, Unfriended. They're like really random things that it's hard for me to say. Dreamcatcher, which I do remember liking that, but if it's an alien thing, I tend to like it. So I'm like, did I like it? The Shining, Spiral, Cabin in the Woods. Cabin in the Woods, which one is that?
Yeah, it's kind of like the horror comedy where they're poking fun at the tropes of horror movies. Is that the one?
Yeah, I think that you're
thinking
what
of.
I'm thinking. Okay, that was a 3. I remember really liking that though. It was ridiculous, but I liked how ridiculous it was. Ridiculous. You know what? I'm sorry, guys. I'm just going to leave it at a 2.98 only because having this conversation is what's making me question it because I loved talking about it. But last night when I was watching it, there was that big lull in the middle and I spent a good hour contemplating on what would make a really good found footage movie and why is it that this didn't scare me the way I wished it did.
Yeah, it just didn't hit for you. That's okay.
Yeah, it didn't hit for me. I'm sorry.
I thought it was going to. Sad. But that's okay.
But I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's just like, does it deserve that low of a score? You know what I mean? I don't know. We'll never know. That's your score. Might be one I regret. Maybe we'll go back and I'll watch it some other time. And then
I don't know. Maybe after our next 2 found footage movies, you can reassess with the whole group.
Yes, exactly. I'm really excited for it. So speaking of that, we will be watching Megan is Missing next. I am going in with kind of low expectations in the sense that I have this PTSD from the Poughkeepsie tapes, which could have been really scary. And we all know how that turned out for me. But on the other hand, I'm also really nervous because this is probably one of my biggest fucking fears. How terrifying. So it's kind of it could go either way. So I'm excited about it. And then at the end of the month, we are going to be watching Blair Witch Project with Erica from Horror Cafe podcast. I only saw the Blair Witch Project when it came out. So I haven't watched it again since.
This is one of those things that I'm
nervous.
I've been waiting since we started the podcast. 3 years, 3 long years. I've been waiting to talk about the Blair Witch Project with you because I've seen it many times.
Okay, so you've seen it multiple times and still love it.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, spoiler, but
yeah.
I mean, I think you knew that I think we've
talked about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll be so interesting to watch you watch it again. I have no idea what your reaction is going to be. It could go either way.
Yeah.
And so I'm nervous, but I'm excited.
Because I can tell you, I was terrified when I first saw it.
Yeah. Okay.
So that I do remember that. And this is another time where I'm a little nervous, where I don't want it ruined for me. But
yeah, I definitely think with their next 2 movies, Megan is Missing, I'm also going to go in with low expectations. I think it's going to be really low budget. I don't have any evidence to back that up other than it just seems like not well known. It seems like an indie movie. You know, it's probably a low budget, basically. So I think we should go in very low expectations on that front. And then I think you should go in with very low expectations because selfishly, I want you to really love the Blair Witch Project again as an adult. So. Well, I mean, I'm sure you were an adult. Maybe the first time you watched it too, but.
I don't remember. When did it come out?
I don't remember. 98? 90?
Blair Witch Project came
98 or 99?
out in 99. So I was a young adult. I graduated high school in 95. So I was still youngish, you know.
Yeah.
Making bad decisions, can't be relied on, young, you know. But well, just hopefully I'm assuming there's a murderer in Megan is Missing. I don't know. I've never seen it, but hopefully he's not a wannabe theater actor. And it'll be good.
Yeah. It's got to be better than that, right? It's got to be.
God, I hope so. I hope so. Anyway,
we'll see.
All right, everyone. If you like us, we like you too. We like you if you don't like us too. Well, maybe not. And I'm just kidding. Anyways, if you like us, follow us on Instagram at 2 Chicks and a Horror Flick, or search for us on your favorite social media platform, and we will be there under 2 Chicks and a Horror Flick. What else, Tawny?
You can support the show by giving us a like, review, and subscribe on whatever podcatcher you're listening to us on. But that's all. So we'll see you next time. We hope you have such a good night. No nightmares.